I can't be the only one who sort of not like struggles with like momentum and consistently just showing up, no matter how you feel, no matter anything really, just putting in the work no matter what. And like for me personally, I've been continuing with entrepreneurship for quite a while. I started when I was like 16. I'm 19 now. Yeah, recently I've just been getting, well, the past couple of years, I've just been sort of tired of it. Not tired of it, but just like, I want the end goal so badly, or just to see a glimmer of hope that I can use as momentum and to keep going forward with and drive me forward. Up until now, it's just been failure after failure after failure. And what I know the worst thing to do, obviously, is to give up. I'm never going to give up on this dream that I have. The lack of momentum sometimes, and the lack of drive sometimes, just, I don't know. It does take it out of you. Well, I'm in more of a slump of momentum over the past few days. I know that the best thing to do is just to continue chipping away. I've heard of a few analogies, but my favorite, stopping 3 feet from gold. I think I read it in Think and Grow Rich about like 2 years ago. This idea that people always stop 3 feet from gold. So imagine you're mining away into the ground and you're trying to find gold, obviously, and you keep going, there's nothing happening. It seems as though you're wasting your time, and then everyone always gives up just before they reach that glimmer of gold and the glimmer of hope. I know the worst thing to do is just to stop, and I'm not ever going to stop. It's just something I wanted to reflect on, because at times you just don't feel like doing it. If you're sort of in a similar position with whatever goals you're trying to achieve, I suppose that it's normal, and the best thing to do is just to continue and just to maybe take a little bit more break. Maybe it's your body and your mind telling you to slow down a little bit, or to re-find your drive and your momentum. With me specifically, finding my momentum a lot of the time comes from, well, my lack of momentum comes from not having like a clear plan when things are really grey. But had I actually had a plan, I knew what I was doing, there were steps involved. I don't know, I think for me personally that works well. It gives me some sort of direction which I can follow no matter how I feel. But now I currently don't have a direction. It's sort of just grey. It's like a mist. It's like a fog. But what's the plan? I mean, this week has been pretty, it's been pretty lax. And the problem with that is that I just get this sort of underlying, not guilt, it's just like, not disapproval, just sort of like disappointment, I suppose, in myself. And that further emphasizes the lack of motivation. But I know the best thing to do now is just to flip it on its head and to get back going and to get back on what I was doing and build up that momentum. Yeah. Something that I've implemented sort of into my life recently is this little book, Tom's book. And I wanted to talk about it just because it's something that works quite well for me, and so it might help you watching this video. Basically, I just write down everything to do with my sort of entrepreneurial endeavors in this book. I got it from watching a guy called Daniel Dalen, who's a pretty cool guy. And I basically write in all of my documenting stuff, thoughts, lessons learned, ideas, goals, fails, wins, and my notes. And just any plans and stuff that I had. I started this book, you can't see it, but the 7th of Feb. And I've crawled the way through. But I just find it really handy just to have it in one place, because I was a big advocate of like sticky notes and just writing things down and getting them out onto paper, and just so you can sort of visualize your thought in a way. I used to use Notion a lot, and I still use Notion, but just to get things down on paper and just to brainstorm things, I would highly recommend getting a little notebook. But in terms of business stuff, I would have already mentioned that I had a few of my accounts, well, my Etsy account get banned, or suspended at least. So anyway, so that I've found a bit of a workaround for that, which is working well so far. At the moment, my time is being spent setting up this outreach to get better products to resell in the digital product space. Second thing that my time is being spent on is setting up my first store. I've been searching through a lot of PLR, private label rights products. I'm going to go with one of them, or a certain niche that I think would work well, and just get something up and running and start setting up some ads. Yeah, so I'm planning on getting that done today, just to get a lot more familiar with everything, the process, and
Yeah, otherwise I'm just waiting for people to reply, of which not many people do. Yeah, so I'm just thinking of how I can best use my time to learn and progress and take bigger steps forward. Because the one thing that I hate feeling, which I felt for a long time, is just being stuck. Like you feel as though you're doing things and you're getting stuff done, but then you take a sort of third person perspective on what you've done and you realize that, well, you haven't really done much. And so I'm just trying to eliminate that in any way that I can. But as you can probably realize, I'm not in university at the moment. I've come home for reading week, which is quite nice, a bit of a break. But I've got to start my revision for my end of year exams, which I'm not looking forward to. And but it does give me a good amount of time each day to work on my business related stuff and get stuff done, which is cool, which I'm excited for. Yeah, I've just got this sort of impending doom of my exams and all the revision that comes with it. And I've got a lot of coursework deadlines coming up. So it's going to be a bit tricky balancing everything, but we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. I've been back in the gym now, which is cool after I've injured my shoulder for a long time. So it's nice to be back, nice to get back into a routine. You just feel so much better when you go to the gym. You get a good workout session. And so, yeah. So we're starting to gain some more momentum, which is good. Momentum is a big part of this whole entrepreneurial journey, and the more of it, the merrier.
My crisis ain't from cost of living. I think about death like God forbid it. American Express got no limit. Career consists of lots of women. How can I convince you I'm not the villain? Shit's dramatic like opera singing. Down on one knee, I got a proposition. In the past, I was not consistent.
I've been having real doubts about my business model. But I mean, the main problem is basically just that I'm outreaching to all of these people, all of these stores. Of the ones that do potentially give me the resale rights, they're not necessarily going to be the top quality products. It makes my life a lot harder trying to sell something which I've just spent a lot of time and money acquiring the rights to, of which the product I can't really sell or doesn't sell very well. That was my main concern, and I knew that there was something wrong. I could feel it in my gut, and which is why I've been I honestly haven't picked up the camera in a bit over a week, and I don't want to not document this, because I think it's part of me wants to only show all the good bits and not show my failures, which is quite hard. But it's not really a failure, it's just a little knockback. I've just had to reevaluate my business plan and my business sort of proposition. And so now, after spending the past 3 hours deciding what I want to actually do or what I can do, basically start an agency helping digital products build up and scale. And basically I'm going to find a little niche of which I can learn and be able to provide a service for initially to get my first client. First plan of attack, first task I've got to do is basically figure out my service, my initial service to a client. So that's the plan. So I'll keep you updated. I'm falling into the sort of trap that is the sort of social norms where everyone is at university doing their degree to get their job, to then work their job, to then get a mortgage on a house, to then spend their life paying off their mortgage. And they're just trapped into this cycle. I mean, you could call it trapped, you call it whatever you want, but that's the way I see it, because that's my environment at the moment. It's hard to feel like I'm the one who's different. Yeah, I mean, nobody that I know is in a similar position to me. I keep forgetting why or what I'm actually doing, what my goal is. My goal isn't to become an engineer. My goal is to set up a business, to create the life that I want to live, to ultimately be free, free to do the things that I want to do, free to go places, free to spend money, and university and a degree doesn't give me that. But I think it's just important realigning yourself with your goals, because there is a quote which runs and runs around my head, and it's, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Not sure who said it, but it's a cool quote, basically meaning that you're a product of your environment. If you hang around people who have good grades, you will do what you can, even subconsciously, to get good grades as well, of potential fear of judgment from them, from not fitting in, however you want to look at it. Equally, if you're surrounded by people who are making a lot of money, you're potentially the odd one out, so you try and accommodate for that discrepancy, and then you meet them and you try to get to where they are. And at the moment, I'm in university, so who am I surrounded by? I'm surrounded by students, but it just doesn't align with what I want to do. And so I found myself trying to accommodate, tune to that way of thinking than to my way of thinking. Yo, I've been recently reading a lot, and I've been thinking about the knowledge you input directly affects your output. And so I've recently deleted all social media
and I've cut out watching irrelevant YouTube videos and putting all my time towards all of my free time, in which I would be normally procrastinating and therefore watching, I don't know, TikTok and scrolling and watching. I was watching like super yacht tours and stuff. Instead, now I've dedicated more of my time to being more effective with my time. So reading more and watching more relevant YouTube videos. People like, well, lots of TED Talks, lots of autobiographies, and less so the sort of dopamine stuff. Because I've realized that a lot of the stuff you see on YouTube and you see online highlights the destination, when really the destination is the journey. I don't know, for me, I found that I've had a bit of a misconception where I've been trying to just speedrun to get to that point of success. I don't even know what you call it. And I don't even know if I'd realize that I had it once I have it. Like, I wouldn't realize that this was the destination even if I got there. Because what is the destination? It's not definitive. It's subjective. And because of that, I've been getting myself in a bit of a rut, which is putting a lot of mental strain on myself to achieve. It hasn't really gotten me anywhere. When I need to just find the love for trying to make money and setting up a business and learning about it. I really love learning about it, learning about myself as well in the process, figuring out how I learn well, what aspects of business I'm enjoying and I like. One of them is advertising at the moment, and it makes the passion to learn and to do so much more strong, and just to enjoy the process as opposed to speed running to the end. And I'm not saying I don't want the destination, I do, but I don't want to neglect how impactful this time is at the moment, taking for granted what I have at the moment and everything that's going on. Like, I've got my goals listed up here, and one day soon in the future they're all going to be checked off. I've got financial freedom, reaching 20k a month in business revenue, 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, getting a 2-1 in my first year of university, reading 20 books, sticking to a healthy lifestyle, making time for socializing. I mean, some of the last things aren't very finite, but the ones that are, they're just going to come around at one point. And instead of eagerly trying just to speed run them, I want to sort of embrace the time and just enjoy the process. Otherwise, I'm wishing for time to pass, which I don't want to waste away. I'm turning 20 tomorrow. I mean, that might be the reason that this is all coming about. There is some urgency. I don't particularly want to be in university. I'm currently having to revise, supposed to be revising like 4 hours a day, but I'm only doing like an hour to 2 hours. It's just how I really don't enjoy it. Learning about things that I don't want to learn about.